Going live. Okay,
All
we
right,
got
we're
this. We
live.
got this. It make sure we got this. Connecting to stream and I'm going live. It won't let me go live on. Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, I just
On
wanted to
my
make
end, it
sure.
says we're live. On my
Okay,
end, it says we're
perfect.
live.
I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure we were live on it. Okay. Hi friends. This is how it is. Real life here, okay? It's your girl Rochelle, Rockstar Rochelle in the social media world. Let me know where you're chiming in. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, let me know where you're at. As you always know, give this video a big like, give the hashtag live or the hashtag replay in the comments, and we're gonna get like really down into it. This is a nurse to nurse chat. And I met a new friend named Allie. We're going to dive in on how we got connected, a little bit about her story. As you all know, I'm really big about empowerment, especially with other women. And sometimes we just need to hear it from a different person, right? So instead of me
Mhm.
repeating, like, let's hear about Allie and let's hear her story. And
Mhm.
maybe that's something will connect with you. Okay. So Allie, give us like they know about me. Let's hear about you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rochelle. I'm so happy to be here. So about me, I am a registered nurse by trade. I've been a nurse coming up on 10 years this summer, which is like absolutely crazy to say that. Where has the time gone? I spent most of my background, most of my days in the bedside. I was working in cardiac ICU, and like most of us who worked in, the pandemic, especially in the ICU, we got really burnt out. I had these big plans for myself actually to go to CRNA school. I didn't have a plan B. That was like literally what I was doing, and that my heart was absolutely set on that. And then I worked in the ICU. I traveled and worked in COVID ICU during like the very start of the pandemic when things were crazy. They were running out of supplies, and we were rationing things and deciding which person got a ventilator and just like all
Mhm.
that like craziness. And I just really fell out of love with critical care, and it just like broke my heart. So I won't even get into that. That's like a whole nother thing. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into like too much depressing stuff, but it really, really, it was heartbreaking, and I was confused. I'm like, I had no idea what to do because, like I said, I didn't have a plan B. That was like what I was doing, and I had so much conviction around it. But like, yeah. So then shortly after that, like I became pregnant, still continued to work as a nurse. And then I became a mom, and like just everything changed. Like I thought I was going to go back to work and thought it would be all fine and dandy. And I tried that. Actually tried to go back to work twice, PRN, since I had my son. He's almost 4. I've always been called home. It's always been like, I love my job. I love being a nurse. I love being able to help others and make an impact and like really having that like human to human connection. But I love my family more, and I just, like, always, again, felt that tug to be home, just, like, had FOMO whenever I wasn't there. I'd be, like, blowing up my husband's phone, wanting to know every single detail because I'm super type A, ICU nurse. So that is yeah, and so, like, I tried to find, something I could do from home. I tried the whole, like, trying to find the remote nurse thing. I tried that for a while, hired a coach, had no luck with that. Got into low ticket MLM for a little bit, and, like, I had, again, these, like, big dreams for myself and big goals. I'm a visionary. I found out that I'm a visionary whenever I joined that and got into this whole online selling space and personal growth and all of that, and like really got myself like on my own wellness and growth journey, which is amazing. That was like my stepping stone coming into
Right.
this opportunity. And so I got into that, but like it just like wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me. And I got really frustrated and got like resentment build up around it. And then I was actually presented this opportunity a couple different times, this business opportunity. I was presented to like probably 3 different people, and the person that just like landed with me
Mhm.
her and I were actually in the same low ticket MLM team together. So we already knew each other. We were already friends. We'd already been talking. And I saw her like talking about it one day on her Instagram stories. And I messaged her and I was like, hey, is this what you're like talking about? Because I had already seen it. Like someone else already told me about it for, the first time. And she's like, yeah. So like immediately when she sent me a video, I'm like, I have to do this. Like I want to like get into more. And so I went through like the discovery process and everything. And I was like, hooked. I'm like, I have to do this. I was a heck yes, like a full body heck yes. Nobody or nothing is going to stop me from doing this. It would be really stupid for me not to do this because I
Yeah.
just saw the vision. I saw the vision immediately and just everything about it. So, anyways, that was like longer probably than you wanted my
That's
story, but
okay.
I was
I
like,
was
that's
like,
my That's my whole story, and so, like, now here I am. I joined, like, the end of 23 and, like, really started to get serious about the business, like, in the beginning of 2024.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that was it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just like,
No,
I'm just gonna tell you
yeah,
my whole
no,
story.
and that's okay because like that's what I want to showcase. Like, right? You have Allie's
Mhm.
story and then you have my story, who
Yeah.
19 years as a nurse, I still love the bedside and it's something I don't want to leave. But
Mhm.
just like Allie, like I saw a vision. Like I want something more, you know, I want to be home, you know, family. All of a sudden it was us and then nursing and then all of a sudden, you know, priorities change, family changes. And
Mhm.
um so well our paths may be a little different, our visions may be a little different, but it's the vehicle that we share.
Mhm.
You know, she has her vision, I have my vision, and we're getting there. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like, you know, where were you when, you know, you're like, I saw this and I had to jump in, because I honestly had the same similar experience. Like, I was presented this opportunity back in October of 2023. And for those who've been following me, at that time I was like, I was caring for my mom who was passing, and I was just like, you know what, thank you for thinking of me, but like, this is not the right time. I was just like,
Yeah.
you know, and then I was revisited again, by a different person, but we were in the same, like, you know, like, we were in like a group of same group. And it wasn't until I think it was July of 2024. And I was just like, and then my mom had recently passed, and I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm all in. Like, give me
Mhm.
everything. I'm full investment. Here's my money. Like, where do I sign the check? But like, tell me, what was it for you? Like, you talked a little bit about your mental space where it's just like, you know, you're missing milestones, and you know, COVID definitely, you know, definitely changed our perspective in terms of bedside nursing, specifically critical care nursing. But like,
Mhm.
what made you? What was that like? That moment, or like, what did you see specifically? See, feel, touch, everything.
So, yeah, so where I was specifically in my life, so I had already quit a nursing job again, after I had gone back like part-time. And that was because obviously, like I said, I was feeling those feelings like I was missing out and stuff like that. But we moved. So
Mhm.
we moved across the country to be closer to family. And we just decided that, I wasn't going to try to get a job. Like I was going to figure something else out, but I was not going to go back to bedside nursing. Just because, again, the way I was feeling, I had tried it twice and just the way I was feeling, and like we wanted to expand our family more. So it was like, okay, that doesn't really make sense if like we're going to try to have another child, like to go back to, nursing and go through the same cycle again. And so that happened. Like we moved down here, and we're in Florida. We moved from Michigan to Florida. So it was a big move. And then the nursing pay as well. Like the pay difference is like $10 an hour less, and it's just like
Mhm,
not worth it, you know?
mhm.
So that, and just as far as like my mental space, I had recently gone through a miscarriage and like right before the second trimester. And so that really, really hit hard for me. It was right after we moved. And I again, just like the mental like space that I was in, I was struggling. I was really, really struggling. And also we were looking for a house too. And just the housing market down here is just insane. And I'm like, I've got to find something. I've got to find something to like help my family, like not only now, but like in the future too, just for like
Right.
years and years to come. And so, again, I was just searching and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then, it stumbled upon me. And it did, again, it took me like a couple times for it to land.
Yeah.
And I think it was just the way the information was presented differently, versus like the other times I had seen it. And I think it was just that like line in the sand moment where I was like, I have to do something, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's where I think one thing about our company is like we all had that line in the sand moment, you know? Like,
Hmm.
for me, it was like my mom passing, and I'm like, okay, I need to like build this legacy. Like, we're not only talking about now, but like, you know, for my future and the future of our kids. Um,
Yeah.
so, you know, considering you were going through all that, like we all like, you know, one of the biggest things that people come to us about is like, okay, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, and then I'm also afraid of failure. I mean, look at
Hmm.
the stories that between our stories, we're totally different stories, but we had that aha moment, like, we'll figure out the time, we'll figure out the money, and we will succeed because like that's just like would you agree? Like that's like
Yeah.
yeah, that's I
Just
think
figure it out.
yeah, absolutely. Hey Callie, how are you? She's from Minnesota. She's also a nurse.
Oh, hi, Callie.
Thanks for chiming in, Fred. And my brother, he's all the way up Instagram land. He's my number one cheerleader. And then so,
Aw.
you know, now that, fast forward, right? Like where are you now? I know why do you continue to do this and why like where that alley in 2023, like where's alley 2025 of March?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I wanna back up for a second
Oh, sure.
because I wanna answer your I will answer that question. Sorry to, like, backtrack, but I think it's really important, like, the comment that you made about, like, maybe I didn't have, like, the time or the money or whatever. Like, I kind of had the time because I was, a full-time stay-at-home mom. I was kind of doing my low ticket thing, not really. Again, I was just,
Mhm.
like, didn't wanna do it anymore, and, like, the thing is, like, I didn't see, like, very much success with that as, like, I wanted to, not even close.
Mhm.
So, yeah, coming into this, I was scared because I'm like, "Okay, if I, didn't see much success with low ticket, what's gonna happen with high ticket?" And I
Right.
had family members say that to me. Well, like, if you can't do this, you think you can do that?" And funny enough, I've had a lot more success in this than I did in that. So, I mean, it's just kinda interesting how that played out, right?
Yeah.
But, so that and, like, I didn't have the money. I did not have the money. I've always been smart with my money. I've had savings, like, I've been really good, like, keeping my credit score up, and so, like,
Mhm.
that's what really, did it for me, right? Like, I
Yes.
was responsible, and so I had, I was able to get financing and stuff, but, I didn't have the time, I didn't have the money. Yes, I was scared, I was afraid, what if I fail? What if all of those things, but, like, I just had to push past it, and, like, listen to my instincts and my gut, and, like, for me, I am somebody that's always like, "Oh, I'll figure it out, like, I can do it." I am one that tends to, like, take a little bit more on than I should,
Yes.
and then I usually still figure it out, usually, not always, I'm
Yes.
not perfect, but, like, I'll figure it out, I'm really, like, optimistic in that sense, and I try to be because, like, why can't I? If it was put in
Yes.
front of me, like, it's for a reason, like, I'm
Yes.
spiritual, and I think that if God put this in front of me, especially like, more than once, He put it in front of
Mhm.
me, like, a couple times, I'm like, "I need to go for this." So
Right.
that's how I thought of it, and again, I know it's hard to go, against the grain, especially when you're have a lot of fear, but, like, that's usually when you should jump.
Right. It's funny, I got, like, goosebumps, like, honestly, with your story because, um, give me drop a 1 if you guys can relate. Like, again, literally, I met Allie, like, last week on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I feel we are, like, so alike. I don't know if it's, like, the nurse thing,
Yes, we
we can do
are.
the nurse thing, I mean, I'm here in California, as you can see, the sun is, like, coming down in my face, and Allie's in the dark in Florida with her son sleeping. But like
Yeah.
you said, we make it work, and one thing I pride myself and one thing I preach all the time is, like, we've been through harder things. You think of your hardest moment in life, and then this thing's presented to you, you're like, "You know what? This isn't hard. Like, we will figure it out. I
Mhm.
will figure it out."
Exactly.
Right. Hey, Robin, she's all the way in Missouri. How are you, Robin? Thanks for chiming in, friend.
Hi.
Where'd you
It's kinda like those I forget the name of it, but those pens, if you've ever seen, like, those meme nursing pens, it's like, "But did you die?" Like, those, like
Right.
but it's like, "It's not gonna kill you, but, like, did you die?"
That's true.
Little
Okay.
nurse humor.
Yes, yes, we have a lot, right? That's one of like humor, right? It's the best medicine, and that's also one of
Yeah.
our best coping mechanisms, honestly. Like,
Yes.
I don't think I shared with this, but I'm like, 10 years as an ER nurse, and there's like a different, ICU nurses and ER nurses. They always say it's like, water and oil, but regardless, like what we do is literally we save lives, and it's just, and that's the whole like, you put a body in front of me. I know what to do with it, and it's just like, how do I take that confidence and apply it to my family life, my my personal health, and all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
like you, and so let's circle back. You said you're going to answer like so.
Yeah.
Now that we've met the alley of 2023, like where are you now? Like, you know, um, you know, yeah, tell us.
Yeah, so I've come a really long way since first started this opportunity when I first started my business. I would say the personal growth, number
Mhm.
one, it's helped me just be a better human. I've become a lot more self-aware. I'm definitely a better mom and a better wife because of it, a better daughter, a better friend. And I do also believe that, I mean, well, yes, like the other opportunity that I was doing before this, like really helped me jumpstart like my own wellness journey and my own personal growth. Like I just feel like I've now taken it to like the next level
Right.
when it comes to that. And I've learned a lot. It's just hard to
Yeah.
like put it into words just over the last, it's also had me start like going on like a healing journey. It's just not really something that I even thought about, right? We all have like different traumas and things we need to heal from. And, the sooner we do that, the better, especially like being moms.
Mhm.
So I feel like if I hadn't found this opportunity, this community and my mentors, I don't know where I would be right now,
Right.
especially because of what I had just gone through, like, prior to starting my business, and I feel like it really, really helped, like, bring me out of the shit, if you will. So yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful for
Yes.
that.
And you're absolutely right. It's just I think one thing about I love about our community, it's like it's literally about collaboration. Like not even
Mhm.
competition because we're such a global company and there's no way, like, there's enough people. And like I said, I just met Allie last week on Facebook, and we're
Yeah.
like, I don't even know how we're connected with all the connections we have, but I think it's very distant. So, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Do you want to go live?" I'm like, "Sure, let's share stories. Let's swap stories." But not only that, but the community is like, we're all about health. Not only that, but like, how do we, utilize the time that we have here, like wisely and not like just, you know, how do you better yourself, right? And I think this is
Mhm.
what we both have in common. It's like deep inside, it's like I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm meant for more. And sometimes that feeling is just, God, the universe, yourself telling you, like, okay, you outgrew what you did here. Let-
Mhm.
let's move on to the next big thing, right? Um,
Totally.
I'm going to ask about specifics, okay? And again, feel free
Yeah.
what you want to share. And again, this is Allie's story. It's not. This is her example. That's necessarily. It's not a guarantee, but I'm just letting you guys know out there. But I know some people like specifics and authenticity, and that's what I'm here to provide. So I know that people know that when you come and partner with us, there is an investment. Like how long for you specifically did it take for you to get back that investment? And was it even um was it the monetary investment versus, like, let's say, the confidence and everything else? Like, do you feel like you got that in back?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like the ROI that I'm getting, like I'm still receiving it. It's just like
Yes.
it's going to be a forever thing because I'm not
Mhm.
going anywhere. I'm going to continue doing this probably until I can't anymore,
Yeah.
like I die. I mean, I don't ever see myself stopping. But yeah, like just as far as like monetary aside, I feel like the growth part, just the relationships that I've built, learning and then again just like my own wellness and like how much more aware I am of like what I'm putting in my body, what I'm putting on my body, like my family too. And the fact that my son is learning that, like he
Mhm.
knows like, what what we drink and what we don't drink. He knows like
Yes.
what we eat and what we don't eat. And like he knows. So just that alone, I would say for sure, is well worth it. And I would do it like 100 times over, just because the value that you receive here, like it's not just a business, like you're receiving
No.
so much more and it's like an ongoing thing. It's not like a one-time thing you're just receiving like a service or something.
Mhm.
It's forever, it's
Right.
ongoing. And as far as monetary, like how long it took me to pay off my investment, like to be honest, I don't know off the top of my head. I didn't make my first sale until I was like 9, I think 8 or 9 months in, but
Mhm.
again, like that was like from when I bought my machine and then
Yeah.
I actually started taking the business seriously like the beginning of 24. So for me, I would say like when I first started taking it seriously, like 3
Yeah.
months-ish, almost 4 months that it took me to make my first sale when I was like, okay, I actually started treating it like a business. Like I was
Right.
starting to figure out like what I was actually supposed to do, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And just for like perspective, Allie is like maybe are you like 2 levels above me, right? And again,
Mhm.
what things I love about this company is like we never go back. right? Like there's no deranking, there's no demoting. We stick. So if I wanted to just, life got busy and then I had to walk away, guess what? Like I can just hop right back in and this is, and continue from where I left off, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then so last question is, and we share this on your live. If you want to see my video, my interview of Allie, go Allie's Facebook, and I'll also link it on my socials as well. But if so, what's the biggest tip you should give someone if they're on the fence? I'm like, okay, Rochelle, like you said, this is presented to me for like the fifth time, second time, 100th time, but I'm just so like, what's something you would advise that person?
So I would say, like, if you're on the fence about reaching out, number one, like if you've been watching, or even maybe this is your first time seeing this video and you're super curious about what the heck are those girls talking about, reach out to one of us. Reach
Yeah.
out to one of us. First of all, just send the message. You're not gonna die. We're talking to you through a screen. You don't even have to talk to us in person.
Yeah.
We're very friendly. Just reach out and get the information. Let's just have a conversation. Don't
Mhm.
assume anything because you could be turning down or just like not even getting the information when it's something that could like really impact you, right?
Right.
And so like I always think of it like if my mentor had never, said yes to the opportunity, I wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't be here. So you
Mhm.
also have to think of it in like a bigger picture too and not just you. And it took me a little bit to like understand that after joining. So I mean not everyone catches that like vision and that deep of like a picture.
Right.
And then the other thing too, kind of like that goes with that, even if you've been watching for a while, just like reach out and get the information, go through the discovery process, literally just go through the whole entire process, get all of the information, get your questions answered,
Yeah.
all the things before you make a decision. So that way at the end of the day, you know that you've gotten all of the facts and you can make an educated decision instead of just like deciding that it's not for you or letting your friend Google decide for you. Like
Mhm.
don't be silly and don't like start Googling things on,
Right.
Google because whatever you type into Google, you are going to find.
Amen.
So
Right.
it's like,
And yeah, remember, like Google's an algorithm, and honestly, you know who
yeah.
the algorithm is? It's you. So, like the stuff that
Hmm.
you watch, the stuff that is your feed, it's because you're looking for it. And guess what? That's what they're meant to. Your algorithm is a reflection of you, basically. But
Yes.
um, yes, and us nurses, like that again, I think that's where we align. Like when we're discharging patients, when we're just educating them on any conditions, it's like what questions do you have for me? Because we want you to walk away confidently to be able to care for this at home, to be able to get the next steps of treatment. And I think that's one thing that, you know, um, we also have in common is that I want you to be like
Hmm.
110% confident in like, I'd rather you be overinformed than underinformed so that you can walk away knowing your next steps. And, you know,
Exactly.
yeah. And then you gain a friend, along the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, a nursing friend at that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. So again, reach out to us if you are even 1% or tinkling curious, or if you're ready to dive in. Reach out to Ali or to me, wherever you find us. Again, one of the things that we speak like we hear often is the time, the investment, and then the fear of failure. As you can see. When it comes to your success, obviously you're the secret sauce. I mean, there is some work to it.
Mhm.
This is not this quick, like, where do I swipe my card kind of thing. It's you do have to put some work in it, but as you can see, you have like people like us that are rooting for you, that want to see your success. You have people like way ahead of us who are like running, masterminds and all this stuff. Like people, they want to see us succeed. So your success is truly handed to you here. And then the time, you will find the time. Like I think we had a conversation about like work-life balance with moms and doing this business. As you can see, Allie's doing this because her kids sleep in. I'm doing this while the kids are doing homework.
Yeah, there you
24 minutes,
go.
guys. It took 24 minutes. We're not talking 2 hours, 6 hours, here, to make a connection. And then when it comes to the investment, you'll find the money. I put specifically, it might be similar to Ali. Like I found the financing. I put zero money down, on and so it's just, there are ways, let's just say, like, one thing that I love working with women is that, you'll find a way.
Exactly. When there's a will, there's a way.
Amen. And the sun is like, this
Mhm.
is like not
Oh.
that's okay. This is this is your sign. Yoo-hoo! All right, Allie, any last remarks? I don't think I saw any questions coming through, but of course, feel free to message me or comment them on the live here, and I promise I'll get back to you. And then, Allie, what's your socials? So just so that people, I'll put in the comments just in case people are wanting to look for you.
Yeah, you can put them in the comments. I can send you my Instagram. I'm not super active on there. Facebook is my main platform.
Okay.
But
Cool, cool.
yeah, like the
Okay.
Facebook is just my name.
Yeah, perfect. Because I'm on live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. So just click the profile pic,
Amazing.
send a friend request. Okay. So y'all
All
beautiful
right.
people, have a blessed day. Maybe this is something we'll do again. If you want to see Ali again,
Yeah.
give me a one in the chats and then we'll invite her. Maybe we'll dive deeper into other things. All right. All right, friends.
All right.
Have a
Bye.
good
Thank you for having me.
No
Bye.
problem. Let me go ahead and end this live. All right. Take care, y'all.